Hello and welcome to Irondice mode Salvage 1. Definitely the first take. We lost no footage today. I'm being a little bit weird. We didn't actually lose so much footage. We lost like 10 seconds of footage because I had to restart it. But we almost had another Samuel 5 debacle. Good thing errors were caught early on.
Man calls himself out for what is the equivalent of minor spelling mistake.
We have a new camera setup that you can't see yet, but you'll be able to see it once this goes up on YouTube. And it basically is me. Like, I realize that most of the time when we're playing Irondice mode, we don't need to look at the map. So I just made a secondary screen thing, a second scene. I'm learning OBS slowly. I have a second scene in OBS, which just has our faces bigger, so we can just focus on us and role playing. And then I have the other scene back when you show the map. So if I click here, now the map's right there, and we are in Ignalia, because that's where we're going to be playing. And this is what Irondice used to look like. But then if we go back here, it's just us again! Yay!
Wow, I am so impressed by your magical tech skills.
Yeah, that you definitely can see right now. Yeah, that you know exactly what they look like right now. Cool. Don't worry about the fact that the dice roll log just has a bunch of d4s from the observer. I deleted the entire dice history, and then it looked weird when it was empty, so I rolled a bunch of d4s to have a history again. You know, as you do.
As you do, yes.
Perfect. Well then, my dear friend David, we are in Ignalia, which is the home of the great colleges of wizardry. They don't have like a big name, like, I don't know, what's the name of a school? Like, it's not called like Rubikjanska College of Magic, you know? Like, that's not how we do it here. Instead, it's just like the great colleges of wizardry, because they are the only ones, you know? We don't really have any other colleges of wizardry around. And as a result, there are, however, many colleges of wizardry inside of Ignalia. So this school is split up between 7 major schools of philosophy, 1 minor school of philosophy. It's not as advanced as the others, it's not as big, so it doesn't get as much prestige. 3 schools of thaumaturgy. You are going to belong to one of them. They are basically considered they're considered shit compared to the schools of philosophy. These have much lower prestige.
The schools of philosophy are those the evocation,
abjuration, conjuration, divination, yeah. All of those.
Yeah.
Those are like the most prestigious schools, okay? Really good people, they go there. That's great. If you're a little bit less cool, you can go to one of the schools of thaumaturgy. The 3 that exist are the School of Alchemy, the School of Artificing.
Which one is the minor school of...
the School of Necromancy, or the College of Necromancy, is much less developed and less prestigious. Mostly because it's very controversial.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, the schools of thaumaturgy, again, they're a little bit less cool, and there's only 3 of them. I know that there are more specializations of thaumaturgy in the rulebook, but only 3 of them have actual colleges in my setting. So, and here in Ignalia. So, they are the College of Alchemy, the College of Artificing, and the College of Geometry. These 3 exist here, and they're seen as like very new experimental ways of doing magic. They're strange. No one really gets them. They seem like worse in every single way possible. Everyone thinks they're weak.
Dude, imagine going to wizard school and you study geometry.
Yeah. Geometry, of course, is the thaumaturgy of spell scrolls. They're
the
masters
thaumaturgy of spell scrolls?
Yes, so just like artificers are magic items,
scrolls, you mean.
Alchemies are about the potions, the geometers are the spell scrollers. They're about writing and shit like that.
Yeah.
Then, in this school, there were also I've taken very slight inspiration in writing this. I'll just admit it right away so that I don't get called out by any friend who might watch this eventually. I have taken very slight inspiration from an anime I don't even like, called Boku no Hero Academia. And there are 3 more colleges here that are colleges by trade. And this is the College of Bookbinding, the College of Logistics, and the College of Ethics. And they are non-wizarding schools. This is going to wizard school, but then not studying wizardry. Instead, the people who study bookbinding, they are going to become the bookmakers of the wizarding world. The logistics people are people who mostly are concerned with like the logistics of spell components, like where do we buy them from, how do we get them into stores, etc., etc. They might become wizard tradesmen or something like that. And then the College of Ethics they are looking to become wizarding regulators. They are here to tell you that you can't do your job because it is unethical and bad.
I assume the inspiration taken here is from like the support department
Yes.
of the Hero School.
Yes, that is a very slight little bit of inspiration. But these are the colleges that exist here in Ignalia. Now, you might have in your head this image of this grand building, this grand castle. No, that's not what this is like. Ignalia is a walled city. It is a quite substantial city. For those of you who have been watching Irondice Samuel, it is quite comparable to Robur, which we've spent quite a lot of time in there. It has a status equivalent to that of a county seat. It is the county capital of Ignalia County, which includes both Ursiu and Ventus, although Ventus is not particularly concerned with what Ignalia thinks of things. We've been to Ventus before. Ventus is its own thing in a lot of ways, but technically it belongs under Ignalia. Mostly Ignalia just keeps track of Ursiu a little bit. Yeah. So Ignalia is sort of like this isolated place up on its own thing. And this is a place where the colleges exist sort of all over town, you know? Like, you don't have one big building with all of the colleges. Oh, you cannot hear me anymore because you've taken your headset off. Now you can hear me again. Warn me if you're going to take your headsets off while I'm monologuing.
I refuse.
God damn it. So, instead of this one big university building, this, like, Hogwarts castle looking thing, that's not it. Instead, there are just, like, little buildings here and there throughout the city that contain, like, one of the colleges. So, for example, the College of Divination, which is one of the grandest, most prestigious schools here, is a pretty substantial, like, you could have a noble live in that building. It's equivalent to some kind of minor castle or estate, right? A manse, if you will. Whereas, the place where we're going to be playing, the College of Artificing, is closest in comparison to, like, a 5-family home. Where a bunch of people live together, you know, more, and have more of, like, a... I would compare it more to, like, a dojo. Like, you have someone who's old and knows shit, and you have some students. And that's the college, you know? And they do some stuff there. And that's how it works. And that's how you get this idea of, like, prestige, right? So how do these colleges get funding? Because this is going to be important for our campaign. Mainly, they get some funding based on how many students they have. And the students bring in money when they come here, right? Either from a sponsor or from just being rich and funding their own stay here. We'll get to that later. That's going to be relevant to our character setup. But also, they have, you know, supporters who sponsor the colleges themselves. And that's why the College of Divination is very, very sponsored and rich. Because to nobles and royals around the world and around the region, the concept of divination wizards is extremely valuable. Divination wizards are very sought after to be arch wizards of nobles and counts, barons, all the like, you know? because being able to know what your enemies are doing is very important in the game of politics. And so they have one of the biggest colleges because of that. So there's also just some base funding that comes here. The college at large is every single college has its headmaster. We're going with headmaster for this setting. That's my preferred title. And all of the headmasters are on a council together, and that council sort of runs the college at large, or the great wizarding colleges of Ignalia. Okay.
So
yeah.
But you said Ignalia has like a count. It's like a county as well.
It is equivalent to a county, but Ignalia has been granted, because of assistance it gave Cagium in wars of the past, to help establish Cagium as the capital of Chaldeas. Ignalia has been allowed to be run by this organization of these colleges. So it is actually a technocracy, you could say. There is no count of the county of Ignalia, but the council of headmasters holds the power of a count.
Alright.
Yes. And there's a lot of politics with that, because when 8 plus 6, when 14 heads need to function as one count, it gets politicky. Yeah. So you are playing Salvage.
Yeah. Actually, a question on that. Since in terms of backstory and the origin of my character's name is being a bit of a dumpster diver.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any place where is there basically a junkyard in this place or an equivalent?
I mean, there is, but I have an idea where your character's from. I've done a little bit of thinking.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying I'm from this place, just since that is a favorite pastime of my character, if that is something he can keep doing here.
I have taken that into account, and yes, there is of course there's not a junkyard, but there are what are known as oh god, what is the name of that? Stockyards, where you have storage areas that are related to different kinds of every college will have some kind of stockyard area where they might have broken down carriages, but they intend to fix them. It's less so a big trash pile, and more just there are a bunch of storage facilities for things that they're working on and stuff like that. And it's a medieval city. There's trash everywhere. Yeah. But I believe Salvage is most likely from Ursu, which is a small town north of Ignalia. We'll show it off on the map here. We have Ignalia, and we got Ursu right above it. And the reason I think that Salvage is from Ursu is that Ursu has a somewhat substantial gnome population. Gnomes in Ursu make up about maybe 10 to 15% of the population, which is much more than in most towns, where gnomes maybe make up 1 to 5% of most towns. Gnomes are by far the least populous common race of this setting.
Are there no places where gnomes are just the population?
No, not on this continent.
Okay.
There are places like that on other continents, but not here.
Right?
Yeah. There are little collections of people living somewhere. There might be an outlying village somewhere that has just gnomes. But there's not a proper population center of just gnomes. If that helps give the nuance a little bit. So, the reason why I also think you might be from Ursu is because as a coastal town, there is a bit of a fishing industry there. And because there's a bit of a fishing industry, there's a lot of working people. There's a lot of working people means there's a lot of other industry. They need tools, so there's a lot of smithing. There's a lot of, carpentry. There's a lot of workmen that are from here. And that is a good reason why there's quite a lot of gnomes here, is because gnomes sort of found this niche as very specialist crafters is a common thing that gnomes are. So you might have a glass blower who's a gnome. You might have a fishing hook crafter who's a gnome. Gnomes are, I want to really emphasize this. My idea of gnomes, especially rock gnomes, is as racially autistic people.
Mm-hmm.
And so gnomes find something they're good at and they do that. And they love doing the thing that they do, you know? And so you have, if someone is like a gnome smith, they don't make anything, they make the thing that they make. And so being in a tradesperson's hub is very beneficial because there's a lot of repeat demand, you know? Like a fisher's always gonna need more hooks. That is the idea. There also are more gnomes than usual in Ignalia because wizards are weird specialist customers who need very niche specific things. And so gnomes are sort of attracted here for work. There are people who will buy their stuff here.
Yeah.
Cool. Great.
Yeah.
Well
But
done.
yeah, makes sense that it'd be from Urshu. Is that how it's pronounced?
Ursio, yeah.
Urshu. Yeah, makes sense.
Yes.
Makes sense.
That makes sense. Well done. We get to another question about your backstory of fluffing this out. Salvage, you are a dumpster diver by trade. You love salvaging for stuff, finding it, and making what you can with it, you know? How do you get a spot at wizard school? There's basically 3 answers here. Kind of 4, but if you pick the 4th one, we're gonna have a very strange campaign. 1, you're weird, but you're from a rich family. Like, your dad is some kind of super cool craftsman or who has some specialist customer, and so because he has a special, like maybe he's a glass rod blower, and so invocation wizards come here for glass rods because that's a spell component for lightning bolt, which is a really cool spell, which breaks a lot of glass rods or something. And so he has the funding to send you here, and he wants you out of his hair anyway, so he sent you here, you know? Or maybe you have, like, it's a lineage thing. Like, your family is rich from old stuff. Yeah, but that's less likely as a gnome, because gnomes don't really do nobility. So you'd have to find some other excuse for that, and I'm not going to help you with it. Option 2, someone who is rich saw your talent and decided to sponsor you. Now, in order to choose this option, you'll need to explain to me how they saw your talent. We'll need to think of like what happened there so that we can make this character, because then your sponsor will be a pretty relevant character in this campaign.
Yeah.
Option 3 is kind of similar, but not quite. Option 3 is that you're actually just not paying tuition, but like the master of the headmaster of the College of Artificing was like, I see talent in this kid and I want them in my college. I will fund their studies because I believe in this person's talent, even though like my college is not being properly funded by it, because I like this kid, you know. That's also possible. Option 4, which is kind of weird and will really define the campaign if we choose it, is that you're a stealth student. Like, you are hiding, you are looking in through holes in the building, you are self-studying, and you're sneaking in to use the lab at night. That's technically a campaign we could run, but that's gonna be very different.
I don't really feel like doing that, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I did a lot. I did enough sneaking around as Riodon. I don't want to do that again.
Cool. So, what are your thoughts here?
I like the talent one, and that like the teacher is just sponsoring me himself or whatever, headmaster. That one would be pretty fun, but I feel like my stat sheet doesn't support me being that talented.
You don't have the highest int, no.
Yeah, so I don't think we're doing that one. So as for like the sponsor thing, I'm not sure what I could have done at this point, like without already having access to like a proper artificer workshop. I'm
Yeah,
not
this
sure
is gonna
what
be
exactly.
pre-spellbook, you know?
Yeah, I don't really know what I could have done to like make someone think I was worth sponsoring for to become an artificer.
You have engineering
So
as one of your proficiencies. Proficiency in engineering is going
I
to
do have that.
showcase that you
That is
have
true.
the skill set to do wizarding potentially, because you're clever enough, you know.
Yeah, that's true. So okay, let's see actually. Engineering.
Engineering is mostly about building war machinery by the rules. It's
Yeah.
like ballistas and shit. But I am willing to use engineering for like general non-magical invention as well. I think that's cool.
See, where do you have?
It's in
what?
chapter 5.
In what? In Player's Handbook?
Yes, Player's Handbook, chapter 5, non-weapon proficiencies 2, and then descriptions.
Yeah.
On the worm, if that's where you are.
I'm not on the worm,
you...
right?
You're on the worm right now? Okay.
I'm looking in the handbook, but yeah. Okay, here. Yeah. Because.
I love the cat in the background noise. Meow, meow. In case anyone in the audience is going like, I thought this was session 1, why is this character creation 2? Yeah, if you watch character creation 1, we did say that we had some stuff we left open because it would be more fun to do it during session 1. And also we were very tired.
Yeah, and also I think it was like, there's some things kind of needed a little bit of prep.
Yeah.
To choose.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think if I were to like show off, the thing about like going to becoming an artificer specifically is for that I would have to like both display like some kind of talent in engineering and like magic, right?
Not magic necessarily, but like, because you can't do magic before you get a spellbook. That's just, there is no magic that isn't spellbook oriented in 2e unless you're a cleric. But like, understanding magic, like being a nerd about magic, that could be a thing. You have a spellcrafting proficiency. That spellcraft proficiency basically means you're a magic nerd. Like, you know things about spells. You know what spells you do that you don't know. You know facts about them. You know spell lore, you know? And then the other thing is just like, to be an artificer, it's more about like crafting a spell, an item that is good enough to be able to have magic in it. And because you have a gem cutting proficiency, like, gem cutting and engineering are like, they're perfect if you want to end up doing artificy. Being a really good item maker in general, that makes up, because all magic items need to start with a extremely finely crafted item. That's how it begins. So
yeah. So Ursu, yeah. So Ursu, what are like the big shots of Ursu?
The big shots?
How is this place run?
Okay, so like, Ursu is run. I haven't named the Baron. There is, of course, a Baron. A Baroness, even. We're homebrewing this on the spot. Baroness. What would her name be? Baroness Trout of the Trout family runs this place. And Baroness Trout is a very old lady. She is 68 years old. And as a result, you know, she has these 2 children that are just constantly vying for her favor, because she has a sealed will with which of her children will, inherit her position, because they are twins, and it is undecided which of them will be the next baron or baroness. So she has a son and she has a daughter. And that whole conflict is not something we need to go into too much, but that is like the big picture of like what are the politics of this place. Otherwise, big shots in Ursu are like, workmen, traders who have just made it a little bit more, Like, again, I imagine that a glass blower is probably quite popular here. I imagine that there's probably a pretty good salt merchant here, because Ursu has a pretty substantial salt trade from the ocean line here and from the shore. There are some richer fishermen here compared to some other poorer fishermen. Ursu also has, in my notes, they have a pretty substantial seashell trade, where the people gather up like very special, nice-looking seashells on the beach here. This is another reason why I thought that Salvage might be from here, because all of this stuff is like kind of Salvage-oriented.
Yeah.
And picking up stuff oriented.
I'm thinking about it a bit more, and I think Salvage probably needs to be from at least a pretty well-off family, considering I have both reading, writing, and like spellcraft would probably require me to like have access to books about spells.
Yes.
Spellcraft, so...
Well, yeah, or you just like learn a lot. You like have a friend who's a wizard. That could also help.
Yeah, I guess.
You. But it's up to you how you want to do it. If you want to have access to some books, then you can have access to some books. Just not a lot of it.
Yeah, thinking about like gem cutting, especially if I have any kind of proficiency in that, I probably need to have access. I've had a bit of opportunity to practice that, and gems aren't really things you can use salvage.
No.
Very easily. So yeah, I think actually thinking about it, I probably need to be from a pretty well-off family. So that's probably why I get sent off.
Okay. So, your parents. Do you have one parent or two parents?
Probably two.
Okay. Let's see. Are your parents gem cutters then?
I feel like it makes sense that they at least like they're both probably like in the spell component business, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if a straight up gem cutter or like a gem specialist would make sense in this area.
Yeah, it would. It'd be fine.
Okay,
most of the stuff gets imported. Like, there's not like a gem mine close, but stuff gets imported to Ignalia, and maybe if you need a specialist like touch to it, you come down here and you can get it cut by the really cool gnomes here in Ursu.
Yeah, probably one of them at least then is like a gem cutter.
Let's roll for it. It's your dad.
Okay. The other one,
maybe more of a gathering type of spell components person.
I think the other one maybe like you said like gnomes typically do like one thing and one thing only.
Yes, they love their specialty interest.
But for salvage, at least personally, I feel like that wouldn't really make that much sense, because if you become an artificer, wouldn't that like mean you like doing a bunch, you like making a bunch of different things?
Well, yeah, you can, there's a reason why you become an adventurer and other gnomes don't, But racially, this is still the general theme.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was wondering if like it would make sense for one parent to be the other parent, or the mom then I guess, to be more like, maybe like takes commissions for like weird spell components or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking some kind of gatherer. Like, there's a reason why the family lives in Ursu and not in Ignalia. Your dad's business would definitely be more suited to just being in Ignalia. But if your mom does some kind of like natural collection business where she goes out and gets things that are weird and rare, then she probably has a reason to live in Ursu, because there might be some stuff around here that she knows how to get. That makes sense why the family is here.
Yeah, so let's go with that.
I'm just gonna call her a gatherer in my notes.
Yeah.
Cool. And so you've definitely taken after both your parents a little bit. You have like the gem cutting and maybe even engineering of your dad, and you have the salvage of your mom, you know?
Yeah.
Although you salvage
Exactly.
like more like made stuff, whereas she's more about like, I'm gonna go find the very special flower.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is cool. This
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
like this. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this.
Do you have siblings?
Let's roll for it, I guess. Let's roll like the D4 with the 1 being like a 0, 2 being 1, etc.
Just roll D4 -1 then.
Yeah, sure. True. -1.
You have two
I
siblings.
have 2 siblings.
Okay. Are they babies or are they like your age?
See, let's roll D6. 1, 2, I'm the youngest. 3, 4, middle child. 5, 6, oldest.
Okay, cool.
I am middle child.
You are the middle child. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, your older sibling is going to be a dude. I'm rolling for this stuff if you don't. I have a D6. My
Yeah.
magic D6 of NPC generation.
Yeah.
Older brother. And your younger sibling is also a dude. You have a younger brother. It's 3 boys. It's the boy family.
Yeah.
So I imagine your younger brother is still very much like a child. Like,
Yeah, I'm
He-
16 only, so yeah.
yeah, he's very much like still, you know, he's helping out a little bit here, helping a little bit there, but he's in, you know, he's in child brain mode, you know? Your
Yeah.
older brother, let's roll for which parent he's taken more to. Your older brother has taken much more to your mom. So your older brother helps out with her business quite a lot. Let's see how successful he is. He is absolutely dog shit at his job. Your older brother is a failure. He sucks.
I guess he probably has the same like dex stat as me.
I think he has the same int stat as you have strength. Like,
Yeah.
your older brother is terrible.
Rip bozo.
All gnomes have autism. Your older brother, ADHD. Terrible. Complete failure. I say as someone. By the way, if anyone watching this, I know we have so many viewers, definitely. If anyone's offended by me making fun of autism and ADHD, it's my things, okay? It's in my brain. I get to make fun of it. I have both. Fuck you. It's my things. I got papers about it. Yeah. Doopa-doopa-doo. Yeah, I technically rolled for your younger brother as well, but he's average. He's gonna be fine.
Cool.
Yes. Oh, God, my cough. Cool. So, we know a little bit more about Salvage and where you're from. So, your family notices that, like, okay, this youngest kid, he'll be fine, but, like, he's not special. And this oldest boy, like, he can do manual labor here in the shop, but he's not going to run things, you know? He's very special. He's a very special boy. We need to bet the farm on our middle child, Salvage. Like, at least Salvage can, like, he learned his literacy, he learned his engineering, he learned his gem cutting. He's decent enough, he's a good functioning boy. This is, like, what we bet the family on. This is the child we need to invest in, you know? That's the narrative here. Having rolled... I literally just rolled a d6 for your brothers, and they're a 1 and a 2. Like, in terms of potential. They're not gonna be class characters.
Rip. See, Salvage doesn't have very good stats for most things. Terrible strength, terrible dex. But he is very perceptive. He's very good at
He's
seeing
extremely
things.
perceptive. He finds stuff easily. I think that maybe your perception also takes the role of, like, finding like opportunities in like tinkering. Like you're putting something together and you're like, oh, this could fit like this, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, kind of like when he's out salvaging, like the perception is what helps him like see like what things have potential for use in tinkering.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then you are look, your intelligence is 12, which is not great for a wizard, but it is above average for any normal person. By a point and a half, you are by absolutely above average intelligence. And you are quite, for a gnome, you are very wise. Because gnomes have minuses to wisdom, and you still have 13.
True. That is true.
We literally gave you +1 int, -1 whiz, and you
I'm
still
very
have higher
healthy.
whiz. And you are very healthy. You probably won't die to, like, the plague. And as a result, you are a safe bet for the family investment. Yeah, this makes sense. Now, you do only have 9 AC, so you might die to goblins instead, but...
I'll be fine, I'll be in the city, it's fine.
Yeah. So, we'll be picking up our campaign in November. So, this is so that we can justify where your character is. You've been at wizard school for 3 months. This is the start of your 4th month.
What's the timeline here relative to Riordan's death? Is this like immediately after?
It's the month after, and Riordan died. I'm gonna make a note. Rip Riordan. Yeah, Riordan died on October 25, and so we're gonna start this campaign 4 days later, on November 1st. Just so that I have a clean page to work on.
Isn't that more than 4 days?
No, because there's only 28 days in every month.
Oh, on your calendar, okay.
Yeah, so 6, 7, 8, and then November 1st, that's the 4th day.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
That's not how the real October works.
I know, but it's in my world, because I want clean moon phases and 4 weeks in every month. This is how I do it. Fuck you. Yeah. So you'll be in your 4th month of school. And another reason why we're doing it like this, because I put some thought into this, is that when we start the game, you will have the opportunity to already know several spells. And as a result of that, I need to, like, you've been to school for a while to learn some 1st level spells. Otherwise, we kind of fucking don't have a character, you know? Or we need to justify why you knew spells before you got here, and I don't think we want to do that. So starting in November makes a lot of sense. Cool. So, how would you describe Salvage as a student? Are you diligent? Are you dutiful? Do you listen well?
I think it depends on the subject. I think when it comes to, you know, his interest, which is like the practical and the tinkering, then he's very attentive and very focused. If there's like other stuff that are like purely theoretical, then he might not be as attentive.
Gotcha. This is going to make a lot of sense when I tell you about your spell learning rolls, which you are going to cry over. Being a specialist is a very double-edged sword, but like the edge against the opponent is like small, and the edge against yourself is sometimes very large. So, the way that your specific college of artificing works is that, as I said, it's like a small little, you know, several bedroom house, and it sort of functions like a dojo where you have like the master and then you have some students, and your schedule is that every morning for a few hours you have class. You wake up, everyone makes breakfast together, and then you have class until like around lunch, or maybe a little bit before that, sometimes maybe a little bit after that, and then the rest of the day it's self-studies. And so we're going to begin most days, unless you're skipping class for some reason, a little bit around the lunchtime, sort of. This gives you time to do your spell memorization, and I might drop some, like, lore bit that you got from class that day, or something that happened, or something like that. Most of the time we won't roleplay it, but...
By the way,
Yeah.
just a question. Since I am a tiny creature in terms of size, how tall would I be roughly?
So at least you're not a forest gnome, right? So you're not like Tomte-sized. You're not Smurf-sized.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think, didn't we do this math last time?
Yeah, I think we did, but like I don't remember what the exact
So
measures would be.
you will be somewhere between 2 and 3 feet.
Right. Yeah.
If you want to just
And,
roll a
yeah,
d12 to place
yeah.
yourself between there, then you can do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Sure.
That gives us inches.
9. So I'm a
9.
bit above
2-9.
average.
Yeah, you're a bit above average. You're 2'9".
That is 84 centimeters.
It's pretty good.
It is what it is. It's not good or bad. So yes,
it's a character, you know.
it's a number.
It is a number.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
We probably should have rolled 2d6 for that instead of a d12. Thinking back, but
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. I'll just remember that for next time. Okay, so you like practical classes. You don't like theoretical classes. Makes sense to me. What is your relationship like with your headmaster? Do you think are you respectful? Are you sort of like impatient? Do you like properly, greet this person with all the etiquette, or maybe go even above, or are you like more casual?
What kind of person is the headmaster? What are they like?
So the
I guess
headmaster of the
it depends
artificing
on-
school is also an older woman. Her name is Catherine. And she is 72 years old.
I'm very old.
She was like around before artificing was like a thing. Because artificing is one of the newest schools of magic here.
Yeah,
Catherine-
was she like a pioneer?
Yeah, she was
Was that
a
it?
pioneer of the field, This doesn't mean that she's necessarily particularly high level, because being a pioneer means that it takes you much longer to grow in the field, because there's no one to teach you, So every
Yeah.
bit of proficiency she has, she's mostly gotten to herself or in collaboration with another beginner. And so you don't know like what level she is as a wizard, but she's not as high level as like the headmaster of the divination school. Everyone would assume that much. And also she spent most of her time in town studying. She's never been to an adventure,
Yeah.
She is also quite devout. She is quite religious. Especially, she is very loyal to Aeolip, the aspect of Tinker.
Okay.
Which is considered the youngest god, and is literally like it's the god with gears on the symbol. Like, it is an aspect of the goddess of knowledge, who is one of the 6 main gods. So Aeolip, aspect of Tinker. Aeolip's values are novelty. Aeolip loves when you do something no one else has done before. When you push yourself out there. When you invent. When you innovate. These are the values of Aeolip. And so she's always encouraging you guys to like go outside the book. Like, sure, learn what you need to learn to do your craft, but like, artificing is about doing what hasn't been done before. Make your own spells when you get big enough. Think outside the box. If you don't want to come to class one day, don't come to class. If you have an idea, pursue your idea. so long as you're always working like goal-oriented and you're working off of your own thinking, that's what she's all about. She's a little bit chaotic in that way.
All right, I think Salvage would be respectful enough. I think. I think he would do his best to rhyme to her. Even though he's probably in general not the best at remembering his manners.
Yeah.
In that sense, which is my excuse for when I might not rhyme.
Yeah. Again, rhyming for gnomes is not like a thing they have to do physically. It is a politeness thing. It is like speaking improper, you know?
Yeah, I think Salvage in general is like he doesn't care too much about formalities, which is why he might not always rhyme, but he'll probably do his best to rhyme to her.
Yeah, and also Catherine is human, so Catherine thinks it's weird and does not understand the sense of like loyalty that you have, but she knows, she appreciates it, but she doesn't rhyme back.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, I am a gnome at the end of the day still.
Yes.
So,
yes, you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
So to me, not rhyming, even though I'm not too particular about it, but not rhyming is like kind of rude.
Yeah, for sure. It's at least considered very direct. Which it is. If you're not rhyming, you can speak more directly, and that's, I think, the rudeness of it. It's also seen as like a little bit stupid. Like your older brother doesn't rhyme much, because he's not quite there.
Yeah.
So you're looked down upon if you can't rhyme properly. Cool. So that's Catherine. How about we talk a little bit about mechanics, right? Let's make a spell book.
Sure.
So, as a specialist wizard, your spell learning checks are affected by a bonus of 15% for learning artificing spells, and a penalty of 15% for learning non-artificing spells. I sent you a list of all the artificing spells that exist.
That's the first list, right?
Yes. The first list is the artificing spells. Those spells are substantially easier for you to learn. Because you have a 12 intelligence, you have a 50% base check, which means you're rolling at a 65% chance to learn those spells, and at a 35% chance to learn any other spell, which is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really bad. We'll see how this goes. At first level, you get to first roll 3d4 for your potential of how many spells you could maximally manage to have. So, how about you roll me 3d4?
Is that based on like my int, or is that just like a level thing?
That's just what you do at level 1. You just roll 3d4.
Okay. Just before I do that, this other list, Universal Magic, that you sent?
I will get to why that's relevant. That comes up right now.
Okay. So what is that, 3d4?
Yes, 3d4 for the total spells you could learn at level 1.
Okay.
So that's an 8.
8? Decent. Pretty
Not
decent.
bad. Absolutely not bad. Above average by 1.5. So. Two of those are going to go to Read Magic and Detect Magic. Because every wizard has to learn those two spells first. So, mark down that you know Read Magic and Detect Magic.
Okay. Magic. Yeah, there we go.
Excellent. Now, as a specialist, you also get one guaranteed spell that you learn every level that is of your specialty. So look at the first level artificing spells and pick one. You get that one for free, no check needed.
And that's still counted as part of my 8 spells, right?
Yes, yeah. All these spells are going to be part of your 8.
Yeah. Okay, so Chromatic Orb, Divining Rod, and Mending.
Yes.
the fuck? Fuck. Why is the page?
And as I said, also read magic and detect magic also count towards your 8. So.
Yeah. I'm not finding chromatic orb on the website.
Okay. It might be one that it might be that Koibu has banned that spell in his games. You can. Have I ever linked you to the AD&D Wikia?
No, I don't think so. But
Here, I'll just find it on the Wikia. Spells, wizard. Here. Get Discord going here.
divining rod is also missing.
Amazing. Yeah, the website is based on Koibu's list, so it has most spells, but not all spells. This is all wizard spells on the Wikia.
Okay.
That should have them.
Oh my god, chromatic orb, that's a long description.
Yeah, Chromatic Orb is for the Complete Wizard's Handbook, which is a source that Koibu doesn't use. That's why it's not on the website.
There's one called Divining Rod and one is Craft Divining Rod. But I assume it's the...
It's Divining Rod, it's yours.
Yeah.
Which is also from the Complete Wizard's Handbook, so that explains that one too.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty simple. Like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of special effects to it, but Chromatic Orb is an attack, Divining Rod is utility, and Mending is mending. Which is also utility, but like a different kind of utility.
What is a burr?
A burr?
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
B-U-R-R. Material component for this spell, 2 small magnets of any type or 2 burrs. It's for mending.
Not for mending? What is a burr?
Burrs are... I'm not sure how to describe that.
A rough edge or area remaining on material.
There's also, I guess, burr is like, that's the plant, but that's spelled with 1 R.
I mean, it seems that a burr is just like, let's say you break off a metal rod, right? The 2 areas where it was broken are like damaged. Those 2 are called the burr of the 2 pieces. So I think it's just saying that if you have something that has 2 clear burrs, you don't need components. And if you're mending something that doesn't have 2 clear burrs, then you need the magnets.
They could just mean the burr as in like the plant, because that's carbora. And they like stick to things, so...
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that is probably what they mean though.
Oh, carbora makes a lot of sense, yeah. I love speaking more languages than English.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just say it's a carbora. I'll just rule it means carbora, and they probably grow everywhere, so...
Yeah.
Cool. You will have the opportunity to know all 3 of these spells, potentially, but you need to roll for them too.
What is a ginkgo tree?
Seems to be a kind of tree.
Okay, the divining rod feels like it makes sense for my character.
Okay. How would you describe the divining rod? A very simple way.
You grab a stick, you enchant it, and then that stick can help you fight. Becomes like a metal detector, except for any kind of item you want.
That's nice. That makes a lot of sense for your character, actually.
Yeah, so I'm taking the divining rod. I ain't reading all chromatic orb right now.
That's cool. So, now for the 5 spells that you have left that you could learn.
Yeah.
If you take spells from Universal Magic, which is the second list I sent you, you just learn the spell. You don't need to roll for those upon character creation. If you take any other spell, you have to roll for it. And if you fail, that still takes the slot.
Okay. By the way, it said on Artificer that the School of Artifice is opposed by the School of Necromancy and those spells in the School of Enchantment Charm.
Yes, I forgot that. That is true. You cannot learn any Necromancy spells, and you cannot learn any enchantment spells that enchant living beings.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense. I assume that was the case.
Both of those have to do with people and life, and you are all about hårda klappar.
Yeah.
God,
okay, so let's see. How many wizard spells are there first level that are not? There's quite a lot.
Yep.
Holy shit.
It's a lot of wizard spells. That's the thing with wizards and clerics and 2E, is that there are not that many cleric spells, but you get all of them. There are a lot of wizard spells, but you don't get that many.
Yeah. God damn, there's a lot. It just keeps going.
Yep.
This is first level.
So this is where I would recommend using the Player's Handbook ones instead of the entire assortment. And also doing research between episodes on your own time is probably clever.
Yeah, sure.
So you as a D&D, like you played 5e a bunch, right? Like you know a bunch of D&D spells. Most of them probably exist. So think of spells you think would be cool that you know of. Let's do those for character creation. And then between sessions, you can think of spells for the next level. If you
the thing is though, I've never played a wizard in 5e. Well, I guess I have briefly, but...
Have you played a sorcerer or a bard?
I have played a sorcerer.
Yeah, okay, so that's very similar in terms of what spells are available. Although the utility spells are much more wizardy.
So the spells I choose, I choose 5, and then I roll for all of them. I can't choose like the same one and roll for it twice or something.
No, you can only roll for any spell once per level.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, this is worse than I thought. Talking a bunch. So the spells in the universal magic list I sent you are auto clear. You don't need to roll for them if you choose any of those.
Can be that the 8 hours immediately preceding the casting the spell. Okay, so to use identify, you have to spend 8 hours before casting the spells.
Yes.
Damn.
Also, identify is like it has some real drawbacks in 2e. It can really fuck you.
Yeah, I noticed.
It's a little bit like Find Familiar, which can also really fuck you. Like if your familiar dies, I think there's a chance you just die.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
The gem. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do both mending and chromatic orb as spells to roll for.
Let's roll for them.
So
there's a D100, and you want to roll low. If you roll 65 or lower, pass. 66 or above, fail.
First, this is mending.
Mending. Let's go. Oh, mending is learned. Pass. You know mending.
Now, chromatic orb.
Hey!
That's also a pass. Let's go.
Would have failed if it wasn't a specialist spell.
But it was.
Okay, so you have those 3. Now you have 3 more spells.
Yes.
Are there any universal magic ones you just want to learn for free?
Let's see. What does Cantrip do again? I think I might take like light.
Okay.
Because that's, that could be handy.
Yep, that's a cool spell. It's also a spell you cast on objects a lot, which is cool.
Yeah, so let's do light.
Okay, light. 2 more.
This is a 35 or lower I need to roll.
No, light is not in universal magic?
No, it's not.
Okay, yeah, then you need to roll 35 or lower. That's true.
Yeah. But
No.
4.
Oh,
4.
yes! 4! Oh, I read those
I
dice
learned
wrong.
it.
You learned late?
Yeah, so I learned it wrong. I read it wrong too.
Yep.
Light.
Damn, well done,
Nice.
well done.
Okay, 2 more.
No, 1 more, right?
2 more. I have 6 spells. I can earn 8.
Okay.
I have Read Magic, Detect Magic, Divining Rod, Mending, Chromatic Orb, Light.
Alright, cool, great. I counted wrong.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. 2 more.
It wasn't anything in Universal Magic you just wanted?
Maybe I'm thinking comprehend languages. Maybe.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I guess they're not as cool as I thought they
yeah.
were.
Let's do comprehend language. I think that one could make sense.
Nice.
Because that could make sense if it's like, you know, I find something with weird inscriptions on them or something.
Yeah. If you wonder what cantrip is basically prestidigitation.
I know. I am aware.
Yeah. Except it costs a spell slot now, because it's not an actual cantrip.
Yeah. Okay. And so one final spell.
Yes.
That I can maybe learn.
Is it magic missile time?
I mean, I have Chromatic Orb, which is an attack spell.
But it can miss, right?
Probably. Probably. But I mean, I'm not much of a fighter character anyways, so...
No. Yeah. The Chromatic Orb would be yours, basically a +3 to hit. So it would be D20 +3. At a pretty close distance. It gets lower with more distance.
I think Conjure spell component could be cool.
That could be cool. I will say
I'm
this.
gonna do that.
I'll say this before you decide on it. Things you are good at are things we engage with less in gameplay. So if you think that spell component hunting is going to be a very fun part of the campaign, then this will make us play that game less. If you think that it might be something that we will spend so much time on that you want a way around that, then this is a good choice.
Yeah, maybe that's true, because I feel like this character would actually want to search for things himself rather than...
Yeah.
So maybe not, actually.
Yep. It's a game design thing. Damn, Chromatic Orb is expensive.
Yeah, well, it's not too expensive. Or is it Does it consume that the component?
I don't think it consumes it, but
Yeah.
still.
I think it's not too expensive. It's only like 50 gold worth, right? I think it's done.
Funding costs, man.
Yeah, gem must have a value of at least 50 gold.
Yeah.
It's not too crazy. What could...
Chromatic Orb is interesting. I'm reading through it now. It basically always has a pretty low chance to hit because it's a pretty shit attack roll, but as you level up, it gets kind of cool.
Oh my god, there's so many things to choose from.
At 9th level, Chromatic Orb is a save or die.
Against the target, you mean?
Yeah, the one you hit with it. It's just a save or die.
Interesting.
That's crazy. And every single level, from 1st to 9th, you learn a new spell pretty much with Chromatic Orb.
Damn.
Because like, Chromatic Orb has one effect when you level 1, and then another when you level 2, and another when you level 3, and another when you level 4. But if you level 4, you can cast level 1, 2, 3, or 4 version of it. So it effectively is one more additional spell per level, and they're all quite different.
Let's see here.
Interesting. I thought that giving you the master weapons list was a problem. Giving you the spell list is a bigger problem.
The what? The master what?
The master weapons list.
Oh yeah. But wait, just hold on.
All this time to choose this final spell, by the way, only for you to fail it.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Let's... Let's do Phantasmal Force.
Phantasmal
Some illusion... Yeah, some illusion stuff.
Hell yeah.
I'm 100% gonna fail this, but let's just go with that.
Alright. Oh my god, he's the GOAT!
I succeed on the dot! Holy shit!
Wow. I saw that 30 and I was like, oh, it's gonna be close. And then it actually landed on a 5. That's crazy.
Wow.
Phantasmal Force in 2nd edition is also so much more interesting than it is in 5th edition. It's such a
Okay,
wild
so
spell.
I have 8. I have 8 spells.
You do. You can memorize 2 any given day. You have 2 memorizations. Because normally wizards can only memorize 1 spell, but as a specialist, you have an extra spell every day of each level. So like later when you have like a few 1st level and 1 2nd level, you actually have 2 2nd level. But that extra spell that you memorize every day has to be of your specialization.
Yeah. I assume so.
Yeah. Furthermore, you have to make a note. Wait, you have 8 spells? I'll allow it because it's level 1. But you only have 12 intelligence, so you're technically only allowed 7 spells of any given spell level.
Oh.
Yeah. I will scratch that for 1st level this time. I think that makes sense. But for 2nd level and onwards, you can learn a maximum of 7 spells of any given level.
So I shouldn't even have rolled for this last one.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? You're supposed to also get spells when you hit level 2, when you hit level 3, and I think that it kind of sucks if you just can't learn any spell.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that until we get you 2nd level spells, you can learn 1st level spells as the game allows you. Once you gain the ability to cast 2nd level spells, we will cap your 1st level spells. You can't learn any more of those, and then it's 7 spells of every spell level from that point onwards. I think that's a pretty fair way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. To represent that low intelligence.
Okay.
Cool. Well done. That is the mechanics done.
Yeah, we're finally maybe past character creation.
Maybe. We have equipment left.
We do have that. But on that note, I don't think I should have too much stuff, right? Most stuff would just be attached to the workshop.
Yeah. Sorry. My cough is really bad today, it turns out.
Yeah,
We'll see how long we actually play with my cough like this.
So, I guess clothes, first of all, I probably have like workshop clothes.
Yeah.
Some kind.
You can have some kind of overalls.
I'll have a sling.
Yep.
Some pouch of stones, I guess.
Yep. You can't carry that
Say
much,
10.
so...
Yeah, let's just say 10 stones.
You have a bag for you have a spell component pouch of some kind?
Yeah.
We're not gonna roll for gold. We're just gonna go off of logic of this character, I think. What makes sense. Do you have some kind of like melee weapon in case you get grappled and like you'll use it badly, but you have it, like a dagger or something? Or do you just not even have it?
So in this town, it's like, is this town like, how safe is this town?
Maybe 5 to 10% more safe than most D&D cities, but not more than that.
Yeah. Okay, let's say I have a dagger, I guess.
Okay, sure. Makes sense. That will be with a -4 to hit, I think.
Yeah.
Let me look it up. -5 to hit.
Is that taking my dex into account?
Yeah, dex doesn't matter. It's a melee weapon.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but your strength is low. So it's 6 strength. You have an extra -1. So -6 in total.
Okay, is the damage any minus?
No damage adjust.
Okay.
If you had 5 strength, there would be a damage adjust, but you have 6, so you're fine. So damage is still 1d4. Damn, -6 is brutal. It might be better to just punch people. But your punches actually have a 50-50 chance to do no damage. Even if you hit with them. No, wait, no, they don't, because you have no damage adjust. Yeah, okay, they do D2 damage, your punches. And you throw them at -1.
Okay, yeah.
That might actually be better.
Yeah, well, I'll have a dagger still, because that makes more sense in universe.
Yeah, it does. Okay. I'm tempted to give you a gem that you have as a starting gem for your chromatic orb, a white one, because that's the one you need for the level 1 version.
I'll take that. In that case.
Yes, I just like to enable fun gameplay, and it's a fun spell. Sure. And you there's a reason why you'd have it. It might be like a going away gift from your father. It can be special in some way. So you have a white gem worth 50 GP.
Yeah.
And then I can tell you already, if you want to prepare for what you'll need for 2nd level. When you are at 2nd level, you're going to need a red gem for the next level of chromatic orb. So you'll need to get that at some point if you want to cast 2nd level chromatic orb.
Alright.
They kind of go like martial arts belt colors. But like a different order. Like the order is not like any martial art, but it sort of is a similar system where like you go from white to black. So it goes like white, red, orange, yellow, green, turquoise, blue, violet, black. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, neat.
Dope.
After that, I think that's about it.
Do you want like yeah, there's gem cutting tools and like writing stuff. That's all granted by the school, by the college. You have a spell book.
Oh yeah.
Spell book is like £2.
Yeah.
You probably have some writing things. You probably have like a quill.
It says read magic has like material, a clear crystal or mineral prism. Can I use the white gem for that?
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's cool.
Yeah. I'm checking if there's any other
rare or special components that we need to think about.
Yeah.
Like burrs, you can find those. That's no problem.
I guess the magnets or the burrs.
The burrs should be just fine. Magnets would be more of a question, but because burrs are an alternative, you can just find burrs wherever. That's fine. No problem there.
2. God, light. So many uses of the word light.
Yeah.
No, light does not have material. Brand languages. Pinch of soot, grains of salt.
Easy to get, no problem.
Yeah. Soot and salt. Let's say 10 casts.
Sure.
Then force. Fleece. I need for Phantasmal Force.
Fleece. It's the kind of component that you'll definitely need money to resupply. You can't just get it wherever. But there are enough specialist sellers here. You can probably buy some. Let's just say you can start off with free castings of it, and then I'll figure out a price when it becomes relevant.
Okay. Yeah, that's about it for that.
Yep. Cool.
So what about money? You said we're deciding that.
Yeah, let's decide some pocket money. Let me see what wizards normally start with, and we'll nerf it by like something that I think represents your equipment a little bit. Reyes Handbook. Okay, so wizards normally start with 1d4 plus 1 times 10 gold. How about you start with 1d2 times 10?
Okay.
So 10 or 20. Two.
20.
Yeah, you can split that up into smaller denominations as much as you desire.
All right. Wait. How many gold is a silver again? Is it 10?
Yeah, it's 10.
Yeah.
Every split. I mean, how many silver is a gold, by the way? How many gold is a silver?
Whatever. Let's say I have 10 gold. 100 silver? Would that be really heavy?
I usually think that 50 coins is a pound, so...
Yeah. Let's just do 20 gold, I guess. I can, or I guess maybe like 15 gold, 50 silver, I guess.
Okay,
sure. Like that.
That is fine, that is fine. Well done. God, carrying capacity is gonna be a bitch this campaign. I'm gonna love letting you find like 500 gold, but it's all in copper in many chests down in a dungeon. And you'll be like, how will I get this home? No. Oh boy.
Actually, let's do like 20 silvers, 18 gold.
Okay.
Because I am a weak. I'm very weak.
Okay, cool. Well done. Let's change the music. I think I'm actually going to cut the video here and just call this Salvage Character Creation 2.
Yeah, I feel like that makes sense. Because this was actually quite a lot.
This was an hour and a half of Character Creation 2. Alright, if you watch this and want to come back, then we have Salvage 1 in a bit. Let's go.